Hey, what's up guys? So today I have this 2007-2008 Kawasaki Ninja 600 that came in, was having a coolant issue. The original radiator had a hole poked into it, and you can see it started spewing coolant all over. It was running low on coolant and the guy kept riding it, and now it's overheating. This video I'm going to show you how to get down into the motor and replace a thermostat on a 2007-2008 Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. So the first thing you're going to want to do before we can get down to change the thermostat, first thing you want to do is take the tank off. We'll first take the seat off, then take the tank off. So we got our tank over here, we got our seat and our side pieces over here. If you're unsure of how to take the seat and then take the tank off, this might be a little bit more involved than something you should be doing. You should probably take it to a buddy that knows how to do it, a mechanic. If you don't know how to take the tank off, this is probably above your level. But if you want to follow through the video and continue to figure out how to change the thermostat, go right ahead. So we got the tank seat off. Next thing you want to do is take the airbox off. There's little plugs on the sides of the frame. I took the left side one. So this is what the plug looks like. Took this one out already. Just take a little flat head, pop it out. So in here, might not be able to see it that well. Let me get a flashlight. So in there, right there, that little guy. So that is, I believe, a 4mm or a 3mm Allen head. That's like a little clamp that goes around. It's like a little clamp that holds the airbox onto the throttle bodies. So we're going to want to loosen that up, loosen all of those up for the four cylinders, and then we're going to want to pop the airbox off. So once you take, it's actually a 3mm Allen. Once you take your 3mm Allen on this side and this side, you can loosen up those bolts, and then all you have to do is, I already took this off once, but this will pop right off. I gotta give it a little yank, and she'll pop off. But you can see underneath, don't mind me, you can see these are the bolts. So one bolt on each side loosens up 2 of those clamps. So I thought I was gonna originally need to loosen up 4, but this works out nice. So we'll tuck this over to the side. I'll put this over by the seat. And now we have the throttle bodies. So what I'm going to do next, actually let me step back a second. This hose, this little guy, this one, this you're going to want to take off the airbox. All these hoses and connector, you're going to want to disconnect from the airbox before you take it off all the way. And then next step, I'm going to try and get rid of this little rubber flap and get down over to here. Down over here is where the thermostat is. So I'm going to pause the video and get working on that. Alright, so where I'm at now is I actually ended up taking this side fairing off just so I could have a little bit more access at the bolts that were holding the throttle bodies on. So we got 1, 2, 3 that are accessible from the throttle side, and this one that's accessible from the clutch side. So this one you can get with just pushing the fairing out of the way, this little guy. So once you loosen those up, you can pop the throttle bodies right off. I just kind of tucked them off to the side right now. So then I disconnected some more connectors, you know, some of these guys, just so I could peel back this rubber a little bit. So right here, this right here, looks like there's four bolts, 1, 2, and then 2 more on the bottom side that are holding this little cover on. Let's see if I can get a better look at it from this side. All right, so let's see where I got this guy right here. That is the cover that we're going to want to take off, and then underneath that cover is going to be the thermostat sitting right in here. So what I'm going to do next, I'm actually going to pop the coolant drain plug off, which is actually that little guy in there. So I'm probably going to have to take these fairings off too. So I'm just going to drain the coolant. That way, when I pop this off, there's not going to be coolant spraying everywhere. I mean, the bike's cool right now. Just I want to get as much out of the system so that way it's not leaking once I take that off. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to pop these side fairings off, drain the coolant, and I'm going to try and access this and get that off. So I just loosened up the 4 bolts that I just showed you. There's the 2 in the front and then the 2 in the back. And that dropped the little case, and that's the thermostat right in here. So, I'll go to this side. So you can see right there. Let's see right here. So I pull this out. There's our thermostat. Get this guy. There's a thermostat. And there's our housing. Oh, actually, looks like there's a little pin in there. What is that for? That might be our problem. Alright, well, I'm going to see where that pin came from and let's try and throw that new thermostat in. So I've got my new thermostat here. This is the old one that was taken out, nice and discolored. I'm not too sure what the hell this pin is. If anybody watching this has any input as to what this pin is or where it came from, I'm kind of clueless. I'm just gonna pull this out and put it to the side. I checked the schematics online and it doesn't look like it's any part of the thermostat itself. So I'm kind of clueless about that. So if anybody has any input to that little pin, pretty sure it shouldn't be in there. So anyways, we're gonna take the new thermostat, pop it in here, and bolt it back up to the bike and start reassembling. Okay, so I've got the new thermostat installed. I've got the housing back on. Hoses are connected. I'm pretty much just going through right now, going through and reconnecting all of the hoses, connectors, making sure I don't leave anything, and pretty much just put the bike all back together. And then I'm gonna refill the coolant, and we'll see how the temperature goes when it's running. So I'm gonna reinstall everything, and then we'll go forward with starting the bike in a little bit. Hey guys, so this is actually day 2 of me working on the bike doing the thermostat replacement. I started putting everything back together last night. Turns out I forgot to reconnect this hose right here. So when I was filling it back up with coolant, everything was leaking out and there's coolant everywhere. So I kind of said, kind of done with it for the night. I came back to it today, started tightening everything back up. Everything was good to go until I realized that it was leaking from the thermostat housing, from where it attaches to the block. So I retightened up all the bolts that are on there, but it's still leaking. So Odds are I have to get a new gasket for there. It's a little rubber gasket, probably won't be more than 10 bucks. So I suggest if you're buying the thermostat to buy that gasket that's in there, and that's what I'm gonna have to do. So I'm gonna have to order that gasket, and then I'll take everything apart and reinstall that gasket, and then I'll continue the reassembly process. Alright guys, so I'm just about to wrap this up. This is the old gasket that came out of the thermostat housing. I got the new gasket in there. Another thing that I did notice when I was trying to figure out where the hell that little leak was coming from, when they install the gasket from the factory, they put like a little bit of adhesive so that stays inside the thermostat housing for when they put it on the bike. And there was a little bit of dried adhesive that was stuck on the block part that the thermostat housing attaches to. So what I ended up doing was I took a little sandpaper, kind of scuffed the adhesive off of the block, and then that made a nice flush, smooth surface for the gasket to adhere to when the thermostat housing is put back on. So that's just a little tip. Make sure you check and make sure everything's nice and clean, so that you don't have any leaks when you reassemble everything.